So here at the Longevity Conference, there's a lot of good information about nutrition and food to put into our bodies. But the one important piece is that if you don't get the toxins out of the body, and there's 80,000 chemicals that we're exposed to that our grandparents weren't. So if you can't get the toxins out, then you have less of the nutrition that can come in. So we see our purpose is to help people to detoxify and relax so the nutrition can come in. I just got the President's Council on Cancer. The President has a council of learned doctors and scientists, and they compiled a over 500-page report about cancer. And if you read it, basically what they talk about is how to avoid toxins in the workplace, in the home, in your life. And what they're saying is there's a direct correlation between the toxins in the air, in our food, in our water, in our environment, and health, cancer, and many other diseases that we've found that you can directly relate. So the human body was never designed to handle the amount of toxins that we're exposed to. So the way that the body gets rid of toxins is through the liver and the kidneys and the skin. But when we're overloaded with toxins and it can't handle it, it has to store the toxins somewhere. So it will put the toxins usually in a fat cell. So here's the body doing the best it can to get rid of the toxins, and then it's storing some in the fat cells. Now the next day comes by, and again, inundated with more toxins, it can't handle that. It's already got some stored, so it has to store more. So then this level starts to build up until it's just overloaded. And it's been postulated that the reason that many people can't lose weight is because they have so many toxins in the fat cells that the body can't give up the fat cells. It can't do anything with it until it addresses the toxins. And so that's where we are. And that's why we came up with a system of detoxification that's simple, painless, and actually feels good. And when you use it on a regular basis, then you can bring yourself in this journey back to health. So what we did and what we've been doing for the past 14 years is to refine the wavelength of the far infrared heating device and apparatus and tune it to the human body so that it will optimally come into the body, and it actually helps the cell to vibrate and cleave the toxin off. And this is what we've found. So we'll take someone with, let's say, heavy metal toxicity, and by doing nothing different except using our infrared sauna, within a few months' time, using the sauna 4 days a week, let's say for 30 minutes a day, they'll come back with a test that show a tremendous decrease of chemicals, toxins, and heavy metals. So what we'll find is that after a regular period of time of using the infrared sauna, that they will come back with a decrease of heavy metals in their system. For thousands of years, we've used saunas. In Russia, it's called the banya. In Morocco, it's called the hammam. And in the Native American culture, it's called the sweat lodge. So it's been used for many years, but the infrared sauna is somewhat different. In fact, it's radically different. The original sauna, using, let's say, hot rocks to heat up the air, heats the air to about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, sometimes even hotter. And the heated air becomes your medium. That's what's heating you. But it has one big drawback. One, you're breathing in superheated air and burning your lungs out. Two, once you start to get a sweat going, now you've got a layer of perspiration in between you and the heating element, the hot air. Now, infrared works completely differently in that it's a wavelength, so it travels through the air and it doesn't give up its energy until it hits and enters the body, penetrating an inch and a half into the soft tissue. So after the infrared comes into the body, the first thing that happens is vasodilation. So that means the blood vessels open up. As soon as the blood vessels open up, the body senses that, and you get a passive aerobic workout as the body starts to course new oxygenated blood through the entire body, bringing oxygen, nutrition to where it's needed for healing, and then the opposite, taking away the toxins. So that's what happens. And so you'll get a boost in immune system, you get a boost in metabolism, and you get, through this passive aerobic, you'll actually burn calories in the process. You will still get You will still get toxins going out through the urine and the feces, and you'll get toxins coming out in the skin. But it's basically the entire system of moving the blood around and liberating the toxins and letting them go out. And that's how it works. Optimal health comes through detoxification, obviously exercise, and good nutrition. Now those are just the three basics. So if you go in the sauna, but you're still eating, let's say, a standard American diet and a lot of junk food, you will get some benefit, but not to the extent that you will get if you can start to supplement your diet with fresh fruits and vegetables, maybe something radical like fresh juice in the morning, take an apple to work instead of a Twinkie, and then just see what happens. We ask people to try this for 1 month, to, in their life, really try to have maybe 5 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables every day, and use the sauna at least 4 times a week, and maybe make a little diary and see what happens. And I've never had anyone come back and say that, oh, I didn't feel anything. Normally, within the first week, the skin gets softer as the toxins are coming out. There's more energy, or people will say, gee, I'm sleeping better, or I'm not as grumpy. One person told me, I found out that food equals mood. I like that. So it's a total regimen, but it doesn't have to be onerous, because getting in the sauna it's enjoyable, it's relaxing. It's like going to the spa. For me, raw food living is an attitude. For me, it's not a religion so much as it's just incorporating to your level that you're comfortable, little at a time, more fresh fruits, bananas, apples, whatever you love, and more salads, and just a way to get, this is what our bodies lived on for years and years, thousands of years, as we were evolving. And it has the enzymes and the vitamins and the nutrients in it that our bodies need. So why not eat as much as you can? So what we found is that people are we're habitual animals. And so we like to eat what we're used to eating. So if I'm used to eating a hamburger for lunch and a big steak for dinner and eggs and bacon for the morning, that's kind of what I crave. Now, if I just somehow force myself instead for, let's say, 3 days to have fresh fruit in the morning, a salad at lunch, and maybe I still have that steak at night. Over just 3 days, 3 or 4 days, you will find yourself, at least for me, I'll start to crave that in the morning. Instead of getting up and looking for those eggs, I'm getting up and looking for that fresh fruit bowl, okay? And that's just how we are with food and many other things. The sauna is the same way. If we go in the sauna, let's say before bed every night at 9:30, 10 o'clock, then the body will start looking for that. It looks for what it knows is good for it, and sometimes foods taste good, but they may not be healthy. So this is how to sort of just bring yourself into greater health and see what happens, see how it feels. And you be the judge for yourself. Don't listen to anyone. You be the judge. Probably one of the most important things that happens when people get into the infrared sauna is that it de-stresses. And I can't emphasize how important this is in our culture. When we're stressed, our bodies put out cortisol, and we have the feeling that we're running from the tiger. Now, I did this for a week. I went around and I asked everyone I met, I said, do you feel stressed? And I did this for an entire week. I did not have one person say, well, why no, I'm not stressed, all right? So as a culture, we're stressed out. And when we're stressed, it depresses our immune function. It depresses our happiness. It depresses just being alive, all right? Because we all think that we're running from that tiger. Now, when you get in the infrared sauna and that vasodilation, when the blood vessels open up, you go into what is called the relaxation response, or parasympathetic. Running from the tiger is the sympathetic response. Parasympathetic is the rest and digest. Now, healing only happens when we're in parasympathetic. If the body thinks it's running from the tiger, it says, look, we'll heal that later on, but let's get rid of this tiger. No, that's a good evolutionary thing. So when you go in the infrared sauna, it's that exhale, the sanctuary. And this is probably one of the biggest things besides the toxicity that everyone needs in their life is just to have that sometime during the day to decompress. No cell phones, no kids, no demands, no email to enter. So that's what we find. We call it the Urban Nomadic Sweat Lodge. And so it's a sanctuary that you can go into, and as you said, there are no quick fixes, not for health. So I make a distinction between healing and curing. Curing is give me a pill, I want the symptom to go away, I want the pain to stop. That's I want to cure this thing, or I'll cut something out. Now after the curing ends, then the body can start to heal. Healing is working with the body and supporting it so it can optimally be in the world and be feeling good, happy, healthy, and vibrant. Two different worlds. So about 8 years ago, we came upon a new technology in heaters of a flat panel carbon heater that has a tremendous wavelength and potential for healing the human body and detoxification. But it had major drawback, and that was that it had a lot of what we call EMF or EMR, electromagnetic radiation. So we worked on that. At first it was just a thought, and then it became a reality. So we spent about 4 years working on how to get that electromagnetic radiation out, because it measured very high, and we didn't want to put anyone in the sauna with that EMR. So it happened about a year ago. We were able to have a big breakthrough, and we were able to bring it down to just almost nothing. And so we're very excited about bringing this to the healing world, because now people can detox without worrying about having this electromagnetic disturbance. You just don't want to be in that. So that's what we're doing now, and it's working great, and the reception has been wonderful. So it was our intention that we come out with the very best technology and heating system, so when people get in our saunas, that they have the best experience and come away with the greatest amount of health that they could. So by eliminating the electromagnetic radiation, we know that when someone gets in our sauna, that they will have the best and healthiest experience that they can have in the sauna to get the toxins out, relax their body, remove the pain, and go on and live their lives, because that's what it's all about.